So at a point where we are looking at a lot of action, remember, within the Congress party, will Rahul Gandhi, after he's been anointed as the Congress president, be able to speak on Robert Vadra? Remember, because the controversy doesn't just die down. We've accessed a 55-page of the ED show cause notice to Robert Vadra men, CC Thampi and also Harbansh Lal Pawa. Now the show cause is revealing full details of money transactions, land deals, also foreign exchange violations between Vadra and his men. What is this all about? Let's cut across to our colleague Shravan, who joins me on the broadcast to get you more details of exactly this. Shravan, what does this new document entail for Mr. Vadra?
Well, in fact, the
Champion
TV is the only channel with the entire file. That's 56 pages of show cause notice, which was sent to Robert Vadra's men, CC Thampi. What also emerges from this particular document is the name of another man who's considered to be close to Robert Vadra. His name had figured during...
All right, Shravan, I believe we have some trouble with the audio link. We'll just fix that, viewers, and get that link back. But look at the details that are up on your screens. The story that Shravan is breaking for you. We are telling you why this could only spell more trouble for Robert Vadra. Because look at the kind of transactions it's looking at. Now, there are details of money transaction, land deals, also certain foreign exchange violations now that have been noted. And this is a 55-page show cause notice that is with Republic. Look at the kind of money that is involved there. And these are new names, as Shravan is pointing out, that have surfaced in the ED notice. So will Robert Vadra now speak up, or will he go on to say that this is nothing but witch hunt? And how essentially was all this then being done? Was there some sweet deal that was essentially done here only for a quid pro quo? Shravan, I believe you can hear me this time around, and we can hear you too. What is it about this man that is so very suspicious? And how does Robert Vadra then come into the middle of all these suspicious deals?
Well, Deepthi, to begin with, Republic TV is the only channel with the entire file as far as CC Thampi is concerned. This particular show cause notice was sent by the Enforcement Directorate last week, but Republic TV has now got access to this entire file, which gives you a sense of what exactly transpired as far as this entire FEMA violation is concerned, and certainly new names essentially emerging. This is the document which was basically sent to CC Thampi, as well as 55 companies. The first few pages, Deepthi, mentions all the companies which are either directly or indirectly linked to CC Thampi. What's important is that this particular document also names for the first time someone who had figured during this entire Faridabad land controversy with regards to Robert Vadra, that is Harbansh Lal Pawa. And this document, the first page where the show cause notice actually begins, talks about Harbansh Lal Pawa, and if I'm quoting from here, it says, receiving payment of 26 crore in cash in India during the period 2005 to 2007 on the instructions of CC Thampi, a person that's resident outside India without prior general permission of the Reserve Bank. HL Power, a resident of Gurugram, appears to have contravened the provisions of Section 3C of Foreign Exchange Management Act. That's the first place where Harbansh Lal Pawa comes in. To put it in perspective, who exactly is this man? This man's name actually figured when Vadra allegedly bought land in Amirpur, that is in the NCR region, bought about 46-acre land from Pawa, thereafterwards selling the same land to Pawa at a premium rate. Now, the same person figures in this particular show cause notice. He's also been asked by the Enforcement Directorate essentially to explain this entire transaction that has taken place. Remember, transaction on the instructions of CC Thampi, that he's received about 26 crore. And not just that, searches were also carried out by the Enforcement Directorate. And in those searches, we're given to understand about 15 lakh rupees was recovered from his Gurugram residence. That's point number one as far as Harbansh Lal Pawa is concerned. This document also gives you a sense of the number, of web of companies that were basically established by CC Thampi. And this is the page where you get a sense of the number of companies that were opened by CC Thampi. This is a total list of 16 companies that were opened between 2016 and 2015 is what we're given to understand. 16 companies, and clearly this particular document says that the following companies were engaged in real estate business or purchase of agricultural land. What's the violation? The violation here is that the ED essentially believes that all these companies were opened without the permission of the RBI, and that is the reason why now this has come under the scanner. This entire list gives you a sense of the number of companies that were opened in 2016 itself, with a capital which is now under the scanner of the Enforcement Director. It clearly says it is without the approval of the RBI, and it is also a violation of Section 6 of the Foreign Exchange Management Act. It doesn't end here. The next very big point that comes out from this very document is now the companies that were opened by Mabel Rodrigues, that's wife of C.C. Thampi, and they have to look at it. It's more than 20 companies which you have, this entire list. These are the number of companies that were basically opened by Mabel Rodrigues. The question is, that too when they were sitting abroad, what the Enforcement Directorate essentially believes is that all these companies were basically engaged to buy agricultural land, and they were only to deal with real estate business of C.C. Thampi. Remember, most of the land was bought in Kerala, and also now we're given to understand in NCR. And Deepti, to put this in perspective, where does really Robert Vadra come in? The fact here is that allegedly he bought land in Faridabad. That land also finds a mention in this particular document that has been accessed by Republic TV. Thereafterwards, this entire document has about 155 cases that the Enforcement Directorate has basically cited as Foreign Exchange Management Act violation, and also the kind of deals that the number of companies that were opened by C.C. Thampi, how they actually violated various sections of FEMA, also received foreign direct investment by the instructions of C.C. Thampi, how these companies essentially received those funds. All of that in violation of the RBI as well as a violation of several sections of FEMA.
You know, then Shravan, look at this, because these are mind-boggling details. And how could something like this actually go on without the knowledge of those who were in power then? So does this essentially, also indicate some bit of political patronage, as the BJP then, remember, was also alleging? And also then I'll ask you this counter question. Is this evidence good enough to nail Robert Vadra too?
Well, as far as C.C. Thampi is concerned, remember, there have been clear links that have emerged time and again that has been, rejected by Robert Vadra, because the fact here is that these are basically land deals that took place. As far as the Enforcement Directorate is concerned, they've certainly not officially named Robert Vadra, but the fact here is that they're saying that in their entire scope of investigation, certainly Robert Vadra does figure, but at the same time, the focus is essentially right now on his two men. All this while, we spoke about C.C. Thampi. The fact is that the day when this show cause notice was sent to C.C. Thampi, Republic TV also broke the story. But at that point in time, this was not known, that the other person that figures in this particular document is Harbansh Lal Pawar. And that he becomes a crucial man, because his name also figured in that Faridabad land controversy. The controversy essentially being that Vadra allegedly bought land from Pawar, thereafterwards selling 46 acres of land back to Pawar, that too at premium. Now this document gives you a sense of the cash transactions that took place, and the cash transactions, the time period also basically being mentioned in this particular document, that was between 2005 and 2007, when 26 crore was essentially received by HL Pawar, that too on the instructions of C.C. Thampi. So clearly all this transaction that actually took place, they are now under the scanner of the Enforcement Directorate. What the Enforcement Directorate has basically asked is, they've given the details of all the 155 cases. They've asked C.C. Thampi to explain why is it that either they do not confiscate the land, or for that matter, explain how the cash was present.
And then Shravan, ironically, you're breaking this big story on a day when, Rahul Gandhi already has filed for his nomination papers. So viewers, will the Congress president, to be elected, Rahul Gandhi, will be taking questions on Robert Vadra, or will he still say he's a private citizen? We'll keep you eye on that big story. For the moment, thank you, Shravan, for breaking down details on that big story for us here. With this, viewers,